I think it's 6. All units running to the command post were being to be marking as these we're needing perimeter control.
Ocean 3153, we're coming in through I-10. I'm blocking off West Portland. Yeah, they have direct access to the command post through here. Normal units. And by count, reference suspicious vehicle. Need to get up there and start the area.
Saturday morning, I'd actually been on a conference call with some of our corporate bosses over in Dallas.
I was getting my mom ready because she had wanted to go to Walmart, and oddly enough, she had wanted to go to that Cielo Vista Walmart.
The morning of August 3rd, I was actually down the street from where the incident happened, but I had no clue that it was actually going on.
I was getting ready to have breakfast and about to sit down.
That Saturday, August 3rd, I remember I was, at the time, I was in my room.
I had to do a VOSOT at Bassett.
I was the only person working in the station that day. I was off on Saturdays because I was still working the morning show, but I was actually filling in for another reporter that day.
I remember I was making a cake for my niece's birthday party.
Initially, that was the weekend that I was going to start the weekend anchor position, which I was really excited about. So obviously going in, waking up that morning, those were in my thoughts that I was going to start. And I was really excited about that.
I was driving down Airway, get on I-10. I see a few emergency vehicles, heading east. I'm heading west, they're heading east. I see fire trucks, police cars, maybe another fire truck. I didn't think much of it.
I started getting calls from inside the Walmart.
So that's when I decided to call the newsroom. And then Andra, she answered, and Andra, something going on? She goes, yes, I think there might be a shooting.
People couldn't get through to 911, so they started calling the station.
Okay, this is something else. I call Andra again. Andra, I think this is something bigger. Do you have more info? Yes. I think there's been a shooting at Walmart. And it sounds pretty bad. I think there's multiple shootings.
It was shock. I was in shock.
That's when I called my son. He was off duty. He's also a first responder. And I asked him, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you turn on your scanner? Let me know if you hear anything. All right. Sure, give me a second. So he goes, oh my God, Dad, is that 18 people shot? And I'm like, what?
A lot of them, I had some people that were inside the back trailer that were hiding back there, and they didn't know if it was safe to come out.
So as I'm here, okay, I met with Andra, gathering all this, like this is really happening. That's when I called Johnny. I remember I called Johnny.
He says, I need you to grab your gear and load up and head over to the mall. We have an active shooter.
I called Ruben right after.
I hear my phone ring, so I run into the room.
Ruben.
Hey, I might need you to come into the station. And he's like, there's a shooting at Walmart.
And their response was like,
quit playing around, Ozzy. What's up, man?
What do you mean there's a shooting? He's like,
trust me, go get your gear and head over to Cielo Vista Mall.
We have an active shooter.
I'm Daniel Muddy. Thanks for joining us. We are following that breaking news. An active shooter at the Cielo Vista Walmart in East El Paso. Police confirmed there are 18 casualties. No word yet on how many people were killed, but again, 18 casualties. Police are advising everybody to stay away from the Cielo Vista area. There is still a very active scene out there.
Right as I made a right on Hawkins, there was a state trooper who had literally just blocked Hawkins.
Obviously, police on the scene that were kind of helping and direct us. Hey, you can come here. You can't come here.
And he looked frantic. And I remember I looked to my left towards the mall, and it looked so chaotic at the moment. People coming out with their hands up.
I met up with Johnny and Susie.
We're here. Let's tell them back at the station that we need to go live.
I remember that first live shot, I couldn't say that 18 people were shot. I was supposed to say it, but I couldn't make the words come out.
We're on the ground just west of the Cielo Vista Mall behind the Sam's near that Walmart.
We're out here at Cielo Vista Mall now. It's still a very active scene.
Then I called Ruben.
I think I told him we were about to move.
Asked him what his location was, needed to get some gear from him.
That's somehow we ended up getting back on Viscount, heading down east towards Summit, and we went past it, and I remember
I saw a gray Honda Civic to my left. I didn't think much of it then at the moment, but
later we found out that belonged to the shooter.
And then we went to MacArthur Middle School, myself and Susie. That's where the reunification center was. We get there, we go live. There's people bringing water, snacks, and things like that.
What will you say if you had loved ones at Cielo Vista Mall or at a Walmart who were shopping and you haven't been able to contact them? This is where you should try to meet up with them. They say you should avoid the area around Cielo Vista.
And that's one of the things that I think stuck with me the most, when people just taking water bottles, taking food. For us, for the people who were at the Walmart, who were being taken to the meeting spot.
From there, we went to the 911 call center. There was a presser to be held. The governor of Texas was had come in.
Thank you all for joining with us here today. My name is Greg Abbott. I'm the governor of Texas, and I want to let you know Texas grieves for the people of El Paso today.
And behind me, I hear this lady, and she's like screaming and crying. And there's other photographers there from all over the place, and we looked at each other, and it all happened so fast, but I remember hearing the click, 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 click. Everyone was detaching their cameras from their tripods, and it was just quick, did the same thing, turned around. And I'll never forget this lady, and she just looked at all of us. She was screaming, she was crying, looking for her mom.
I got tired of waiting and waiting and waiting, and I just want to know where my mom is.
Yeah.
How hard was it?
That was rough, man. Later found out that that lady they were looking for, man, she had died.
Everybody, no matter who you looked at as a photog or journalist or whoever, just would look at you and hey, what's up, dude? And I'm sorry I have to say hi to you under these circumstances. It's the first time I'd ever heard that.
It's very difficult, but at the same time, you realize that you have a job to do, they have a job to do, we have a job to do, and we owe it to the community to do our job and do it the best we can, even though we're in danger, even though it's the unknown, but we need to get it done. I'm very proud of what we're able to do and the job that the people here did. It's never easy covering these things, much less in your own hometown. And we're professionals, we're solid. And I think we're an excellent example of how to be professionals and still be people at the same time. It's tough, you know, it's hard, you feel empty inside, you feel heavy inside.
Your family member story is important. This is something that we want to keep sharing, and we will keep sharing because it's important to our community. And just stay strong and know that you're not forgotten, and we will never forget you. Even though we're not doing a story on this every day, like, we do think about it constantly, and we will continue to share your stories years and years down the road. This is something that is important, and your family members will never be forgotten.
There's nothing, like, we have no idea how these families felt, how they're feeling right now.
It's important for all of us, not even just as journalists, but all of us to kind of have a moment to yourself and kind of reflect on what happened.
Yes, there's a sense of relief with the fact that he's been caught, he's behind bars. People who were injured are now being taken care of by, you know, medical professionals, our El Paso heroes who are working in the medical field and fighting to save their lives. But at the same time, it's kind of, it won't change the fact that it happened.
There were so many people at that memorial every hour of the day, and I think that helped me cope because I realized the community that we live in, it wasn't I shouldn't be scared because the people that are here in this community are amazing people. And like, I just remember being out there one morning and interviewing a man who, he didn't know one person, he didn't know a victim, he didn't even go to that Walmart, but he just went out there early in the morning, 5 a.m. before he went to work, and he was just out there and just like the rest of us, just trying to process what happened. And I remember he just started crying on TV, and that was the moment that like it, you know, really set in that we were all affected, no matter if you were a journalist there at the scene or you watched it on TV or you knew someone, like we were all affected.
I got home, took a shower, and I just, to be honest with you, I felt like really depressed because it was just, I got home and that's when the feeling started to like sink in, that like, oh, this happened.
Memo Garcia just recently died a few months ago, and when he died, I sobbed all day long. I broke down, ugly cry. And I think for me, it was the first time I was able to cry about it.
And I remember I went home, sat down in my living room, didn't turn on a single light. And I kind of felt like I had to cry, but I couldn't. I knew the job wasn't over. If anything, I knew that this was just beginning. And the healing process was going to begin. It had to. And we are a very important part of that healing. We can't forget what happened that day.
I don't know, but I feel like I need to, I don't know, maybe apologize for this guy.
I'm sorry, and none of you deserved this. Nobody deserved that.
I'm sorry that this happened to them.
I'm sorry. It's never carried so much weight.